In this video, we'll be taking a look at 6 NFL matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is winning sport picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. Indianapolis versus Seattle opens with Indianapolis catching 14 and Seattle laying 13.5, and that spread tells you the market expects Seattle to control the game from start to finish rather than needing explosive scoring. Indianapolis tends to shorten games when they're catching big numbers, leading on methodical possessions that chew clock and limit total snaps. With the total sitting around 42.5, this profiles as a controlled, paced matchup where margin becomes harder to stretch late. I like Indianapolis plus 14, and I like the game to stay under 43. Green Bay versus Denver comes in tight, with Green Bay catching 2 and Denver laying 2, and games priced this closely usually come down to situational execution rather than raw talent. Denver often benefits when tempo stays balanced and mistakes are minimized, while Green Bay is comfortable playing inside one-score games where field position matters more than pace. With the total around 42, the market isn't expecting fireworks, which fits a grinded-out script. I like Denver to cover the 2, and I like the game to stay under 42.5. Carolina versus New Orleans shows Carolina laying 2 and New Orleans catching 3, and this number reflects how evenly matched these teams are when games slow down. Carolina generally plays better in structured, low-variance environments, while New Orleans tends to rely on rhythm that can disappear if possessions get shortened. With the total sitting at 40, this sets up as a field position battle rather than a scoring race. I like Carolina to cover the 2, and I like the game to stay under 40. Detroit versus the Rams gives us Detroit catching 6.5 and the Rams laying 5, and this spread suggests confidence in the Rams' ability to control tempo at home. Detroit can stay competitive when games open up, but against disciplined defensive fronts, sustaining drives becomes tougher. With the total around 54, scoring is expected, but not necessarily enough to justify a comfortable cover without late execution. I like the Rams to cover the 5, and I like the game to stay under 55. Tennessee versus San Francisco sets up with Tennessee catching 12.5 and San Francisco laying 12, and this is a classic favorite by design spot where the question is margin, not outcome. San Francisco usually dictates pace through sustained drives and defensive pressure, while Tennessee often shortens games when they are heavy underdogs. With the total around 44.5, the expectation is controlled scoring rather than a blowout fueled by tempo. I like Tennessee plus 12.5, and I like the game to stay under 44.5. Minnesota versus Dallas closes the slate with Minnesota catching 6.5 and Dallas laying 5, and divisional-style numbers like this tend to produce tight finishes. Dallas is comfortable playing from ahead without forcing tempo, while Minnesota thrives in games that stay within one score and turn into late possession battles. With the total around 47, scoring should be steady but not explosive enough to justify a runaway. I like Minnesota plus 6.5, and I like the game to stay under 48. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at wspicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to wspicks.com right now. For the recap, I'm rolling with Indianapolis plus 14 and the under, Denver minus 2 and the under, Carolina minus 2 and the under, the Rams minus 5 and the under, Tennessee plus 12.5 and the under, and Minnesota plus 6.5 with the under. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!